my name is Ryan Shipwash, and we're going to be discussing the level design document of the Desolate dungeon level I created. First, we'll start with the story of the level. The character finds himself imprisoned deep within a dungeon. As the player explores their surrounding, they come upon 3 paths that they must take. As they come to the castle's exit, they notice it is locked and must find a key. Next, they must explore and search the rooms while traversing the obstacles. Lastly, they must use the key that they find at the castle to escape the dungeon. The description of the level, it is a 3D first-person adventure platform game. The character is trapped in a dungeon of a castle, and the main objective is to escape the dungeon by finding the key to the exit. The character will travel through the armory, the cellar, and archives, allowing the character to find treasure, scrolls, and ancient books while searching for the key. This is the level mood board. This is what I took inspiration from, of castles, the dungeons of a castle, the stairways, and the cellars, along with the archives. And this is where I got my inspiration from it. This is the bubble diagram that I came up with. The key beeps for this is get to the exit. You got to traverse the bridge above the archives. You got to open doors with levers. You can explore to collect the ancient books, gather the forbidden scrolls, and find the long lost treasure. As you can see, that it is 3 paths, and they all lead to the exit. Next, we'll look at the top-down map. This is where it shows the start and finish of the game, of the level, and it shows the different areas that the player can go. The player can choose to travel 3 different paths. Path 1, the armory, path 2, the archives, and finally the path 3, the cellars of the castle. The cellar will have to jump across the drawbridge that extends across the archive to continue down path 1, the armory. This is the top-down with the paths and objectives shown. All the red dots on the map, that is the objectives. And the yellow is the main objective, which is the key. The drawbridge is marked with a brown icon, which the player must traverse to reach the other side of the armory to continue. This is the block mesh of when I started working on it. This shows when there wasn't assets built to it. The first image shows at the start of the level, which it was very bland and had no assets to identify it as a dungeon cell area. The second and third images show that the cellar, which is very bright and lacks the feeling as though it was once lived in by people. As you can see, it's lacking anything on the shelves. It's lacking anything on the walls other than banners. This is the second set of images. The first image on the left, it shows the archives path. The bookcases were very dark and lacked any assets to immerse the player in the level, although I did like the lighting in this room. The second image shows the warden's chamber, which is empty and lifeless. The third image is of the exit, which was very small and looked visually like all the other doorways, so it wasn't identifying as the exit. What I got out of the testing of the level was the players seemed to really enjoy the level and stated that it would be something they would play again. The objectives that were in place were simple and straightforward, still based on placement and lack of knowing how many items were needed to be collected to complete the optional objectives. The players stopped looking after they found one and didn't explore the map for others. The implemented mechanics integrated smoothly, minus the pressure pad due to the lack of player feedback, letting them know what the pressure pad was and what it was doing. The things that I need to update and fix are adding a timer to the end for the stats, feedback for the pressure pad so to let the player know what was going on, and change the heads-up display to display when an objective is complete, and modifying the doorways that can't be entered for the players to identify easily. So this is the testing data that I collected. The graphs below show that the collectible items and how many were available versus how many were collected. Based on the data, none of the players could find all the collectibles in the level, which indicates that they were unaware of how many needed to be collected. The data for the key collection appears to be not needed, as it required the collection of 1 item to be able to complete the level, and there was no punishment if the player did not finish it in a specific time. The data for the doors showed that the level was very straightforward and did not allow for much exploring, as there was only 1 to 2 doors that the player could open to exploring. It also indicates that all 3 paths were used due to there only being 4 or fewer in each path. That is the end of the level design document. I will take you through the level itself. Let's open this, and we will start playing. You are met with the menu here, the main menu. You have the controls, which tells you what you need to do and how to interact with things. Let's go ahead and play. As you can see, we are starting out in the dungeon, which in the top left-hand corner is the main objective and the optional objectives. As we move forward, we can see that there's a door with a lever on it. But let's explore a little bit more. There is a collectible, which we can push E and collect. Let's go to the lever. It tells us push E to interact. It opens and it plays the sound. Press E on this one, and this is to the armory, which we were met with 3 paths right here. As we go, we can explore the armory. Let's collect that gem. And, oh, there's one back here behind this broken door. Let's look a little bit more, the lighting. Okay, let's continue. Oh, here's the pressure pad right here. It extends the drawbridge. Let's let it go. Okay, let's go down this path. Let's see what else is here. Okay, this is the exit right here. The end door, it says it must have a key. Okay, there's 3 paths here. Let's go back through this way, and this will take us to the cellar. Let's use the lever. And now we are back at the cellar. Now it's full of life. It has the books. The lighting is a little bit better. And we can explore a little bit more. It has a little more leading lines. Let's open this doorway. And we come across another collectible. And this is just an explorable room. Okay, let's go back this way. These are the big barrels in the cellar. Door is not accessible. Let's open this door. Okay, the only line that we have left is the archives path. Let's take a look in here. So this is the archives, which has all the books that are filling the bookcases. As we go through it, the lighting is good on it. Allows the player to see where it needs to go. We will open this door. It has 2 paths. That one doesn't have a lever on it, so you can't go that way. This one does, so we'll open this one. As we enter the warden chamber, it shows more full of life. It actually has barrels, it has his swords, and it has a wall decor. As we can see, we find a key here, which is the ending key, which we will go that way. Open it up because of the lever. We will go this way to the hall, and when we push E, it will show us the ending screen, which this is the data stats that we use to collect all the data at the end of our level, and we're able to use this to balance the game out more. Thank you very much.